Please come to the next chapter, everyone. Job work. Please come to job work, everyone. Everyone over here now, listen. Job work. We started learning GST with what, everyone? Goods or service. Goods or service has to be supplied. Supply can be either interstate supply or intrastate. Interstate supply, what will be levied? IGST. Intrastate, CGST. Once GST gets levied, GST has to be collected and paid by a taxable person. How will he collect? How will he pay? He will have to calculate GST is equal to value of supply into rate of tax. Once you go ahead and know the value, you will go ahead and prepare your tax invoice, credit note, debit note, and delivery challan. Now you will go ahead and maintain them in your accounts and records. You will send the goods to the other person with the help of e-way bill. Now you will go, government will tell Ramesh, your liability to pay has come. Liability to pay comes at the time of supply. Now, liability to pay is supposedly 1,000. You will go ahead and use your input tax. Now listen. Input tax credit, we learned section number 16, 17 and 18. Along with the input tax credit ka chapter, there is the chapter of job work and there is the chapter of ISD. Section number 19, section number 20 and section number 21. Listen. Why is this chapter connected with ITC ka chapter? Because if you buy something and you send it for job work, if you buy raw material and you send it for job work, you get the input tax credit. And that is why this chapter comes with what? Input tax credit ka chapter. And then, for an example, if my head office goes ahead and gives me the ISD invoice ka also I will get the input tax credit, and that is why ISD also comes along with what, everyone? Input tax credit. Now let's go ahead and quickly cover job work and then the ISD ka chapter. Remember, from exam point of view, job work and ISD both I consider as B graded. Sir, why B graded? Because in the exam, either of them say, there are high chances that you will see one 3 mark ka question. Either from here you will see one 3 to 4 mark, either from here you will see one 3 to 4 mark. Either of them say. But that also might come, might not come. But still, in my opinion, these 2 chapters should not be left and gone. You might have a question. Everyone listen to me very carefully. Job work. Let's go ahead and quickly revise job work, everyone. What is job work, everyone? If I do treatment or process on your goods, I am giving you what? Job work. And here we are in the chapter of job work. Listen to me very carefully. I am the principal over here. You are the job worker. Everyone here. I went ahead and bought some inputs and capital goods. I can send it for job work. Always remember one thing. Whenever you are sending it for job work, it is not a supply. It is not a supply. But the problem is you should follow section number 143 ka procedure. If you follow section number 143 ka procedure, then sending for job work will not be a supply. Section number 143 ka procedure is you can send the inputs and capital goods without payment of any tax. You can send it for job work. But you have to go ahead and follow the procedure. The procedure says you should send it along with delivery challan, because on the way GST officer will stop. Also, you should go online and give an intimation, and then you should send it along with a e-way bill. Always remember, whenever you are sending the goods for job work, if it is intrastate movement, e-way bill is only when the consignment value is more than 50,000. If it is interstate movement, then e-way bill is mandatory. Can I go ahead, everyone? So people, I bought some raw material, I bought some inputs, I send it for job work. Can I send it for job work? Yes. Is sending supply or not supply? Not supply. But I have to go ahead and follow the procedures which are laid in section number 143, which goes ahead and says what? I should send along with delivery challan. The delivery challan is basically the job work ka challan as per rule number 45. It is called as what, everyone? Job work challan. Also, I should go online and give an intimation in GST ITC 04, which is half yearly or annually intimation to be given, and also e-way bill has to be generated. Now my goods reached over here to the job worker. Remember one thing, sir, whenever your goods reach to the job worker, the main thing which they want to tell over here is you should get your goods back within how much time? Sir, you should bring your goods back within how much time, everyone? 1 year or 3 years along with a delivery challan. See, when you are sending along with 2 copies of delivery challan. So when your goods are coming back, they can come along with 1 delivery challan. Sir, if I could not bring the goods back within 1 year or 3 years, 1 year is for whom, everyone? Inputs. And capital goods should come back within how much time? 3 years. Sir, if I could not get it back, then 1 year ka extension for inputs can be given by whom? Commissioner. And 2 years ka extension can be given for what? Capital goods. By whom? Commissioner. Is my point clear to all? And your goods should come back. Now listen to me very carefully. Sir, can I tell him to give me a bill and send the goods directly to the job worker? Yes, Baba, that can also happen. You can tell him to give you a bill and send the goods directly to a job worker. The day the job worker receives it, that day say you should bring the goods back. So I told my supplier, hey, for an example, I wanted to manufacture shirt. I told my supplier, you give me the bill, send the cloth direct to the job worker. Let him do the job work and give it to me. Remember one thing, the day the job worker receives it, from that day, you should bring it back within how much time? 1 year in case of inputs, and capital goods should be brought back within 3 years. Is my point clear to all? If you send it, the day you send it, from that day it should come back within 1 year or 3 years. If they receive it directly, then within 1 year or 3 years, it should come back. Listen, sir, how will it go? When inputs and capital goods are directly sent to the job worker, it will go along with a copy of the invoice. Job worker name and address will be mentioned in the as the consignee, and delivery challan you will make directly and send it to the job worker. Sir, can I import and send it directly to the job worker? From the port only, can I send it directly to the job worker? Yes, Baba. If goods are imported, they can also be sent directly to the job worker, but it will move along with the copy of the bill of entry plus the delivery challan. You can directly send. You can make the delivery challan and directly send it to the job worker. Is my point clear to all? Always remember one thing. Once the job worker has done the job work, people, very important. Once the job worker has done the job work, you can bring the goods directly back within how much time? 1 year. Capital goods within 3 years. Inputs within 1 year, capital goods within 3 years. If I could not bring it back within 1 year or 3 years, I can be granted extension of what? 1 year. In case of input, capital goods, 2 years. Within 1 year or 3 years, I should bring it back, or I can directly supply from the job worker's premises also. People, should bring it back, or from his premises, I can supply it directly. They have gone ahead and told, sir, supposingly you have a buyer over here. I got one buyer over here only, near the job worker premise. Why to bring it back and then send? Do you guys agree with me? What I can do is, I can directly send the invoice over here. It says, if job worker has done the treatment of process and kept the goods ready, and supposingly you have one buyer which is near the job worker premise, do one thing. From here, you can directly supply to your buyer also. Sir, how will I supply? Directly, within 1 year, you should supply the inputs, and capital goods should be supplied within 3 years. So either within 1 year or 3 years, bring it back, or within 1 year or 3 years, directly supply from there. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, who will make the invoice? Whose sale it is, everyone? Job worker sale or principal sale? Remember, principal will make the invoice, and because principal is making the invoice, it will be included in the aggregate turnover of the principal. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, but can I supply from job worker's premises? Yes. If the job worker is registered, it is only possible if the job worker is registered. Sir, supposingly the job worker is not registered, then what to do? If job worker is unregistered, principal should declare the job worker premises as the additional place of business. Or one exception is there. See, number 1, can I supply from job worker premises? Within how much time? 1 year input, capital goods can be supplied within 3 years. Sir, When can I supply from job worker's premise? Either the job worker should be registered or job worker ka premise you have to declare as your additional place of business, or the goods which you are engaged in, those goods should be notified by the commissioner. Then you don't have to declare his place as your additional place of business, but still you can supply from his premises. Sir, can I do one thing? Can I directly export from job worker's premises? Yes, directly export from job worker premise is also possible, but here, whose export it is? Supply of the principal, the LUT or bond is to be executed, or if IGST is to be paid, it has to be paid by whom? Principal. But supplying from job worker's premise, always remember one thing. Job worker should either be registered or you have to declare his place as the additional place of business. Sir, when will the job worker take registration? Whenever the turnover exceeds, when job worker is registered, when is he unregistered? When his aggregate turnover is less than equal to 20 lakh rupees. People, tell me one thing. What did I tell you till now? I bought some inputs, I bought some capital goods, send it for job work. Can I send it? Yes. The day I send it, it should come back within 1 year or 3 years. Can I go ahead and directly supply from there? Yes. It should be directly supplied within 1 year or 3 years. Can I directly export from there? Yes. It should be directly exported within 1 year or 3 years. But if I directly export or I directly supply, whose supply it is? Principals. Sir, tell me one thing. If I did not go ahead and directly supply also, I did not go ahead and export also, I did not bring it back also, then what will happen? Remember one thing. If goods are not received back or directly supplied, within how much time? 1 year in case of input, 3 years in case of capital goods. From the day you had dispatched it, or if they had received it directly, remember, from the date you had dispatched or the day they had received it, people, I send the raw material, then from the day I had sent it, it should come back within 1 year or 3 years. If he gave me the bill, but he sent the goods directly to the job worker, the day the job worker had received it, from that day it should come back within 1 year or 3 years. Sir, if it does not come back, remember, it will be deemed as supply when the inputs and capital goods were sent out. You have to declare, you have to raise tax invoice and declare it in your GSTR1 and pay the GST along with interest. It means, you know what will happen? If it does not come back within 1 year or 3 years, the day you had sent it, no, it will be assumed that the day you had sent it, it was not sent, it was supplied. And before 1 year you had sent it, no, it will be deemed as a supply which you had done before 1 year. Now when you go ahead and pay the tax, you have to pay tax along with 1 year ka interest. For an example, capital goods did not come back within 3 years. Then it will be deemed as a supply. The 3 years back when you had sent it, it will be assumed that 3 years back it was not sent, it was supplied, and now you'll have to pay GST along with interest for how many years? 3 years. Is my point clear to all? Remember one thing, sir, this clause is not applicable in case of what, everyone? There's one exception over here. They are telling mold, die, jigs, fixtures, tools. There is no time limit to receive it back. It means this 1 year or 3 year time limit is not applicable for what, everyone? Mold, dies, jigs, fixtures, etc. or tools, etc. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, tell me one thing. Can I supply from job workers' premises directly? People, tell me, can I supply from job workers' premises directly? Yes, with it, if the job worker is registered, or job worker premise has to declare what? As my additional place of business. Sir, job worker is not registered. Then what to do? Additional place of business. Sir, job worker is in other state. Other state mein to you can't declare job worker premise as additional place of business. Bring the goods back and then supply. Either the job worker should be registered in other state. If he is not registered in other state, so you can't declare additional place of business. Convince him, tell him, take registration. If it takes, very good. From his premise, you can supply directly. But if it does not take registration, you have to bring it back and then only supply. Everyone see here. If job worker is in different state, always remember declaring additional place of business is not possible. Hence, either job worker should take registration or bring the goods back and then supply. Sir, can I send goods from one job worker to another job worker? For an example, I went ahead and sent clothes. That job worker made the shirt ready. After the shirt is ready, I have to send the shirt for putting the button. I have to send it to another job worker. Can I send from one job worker to another job worker? Yes. Remember one thing, when the goods are going from one job worker to another job worker, delivery challan has to be issued either by this principal or it has to be issued by this job worker. It says delivery challan will be issued by job worker number 1 or the principal. Sir, alternatively, the old delivery challan which you had given him, no, he can endorse, he can write behind that, sir, now I am sending the goods to another job worker, and old delivery challan issued by the principal can also be endorsed. But supposingly, I had sent him cloth for 1000 shirt. He made 100 shirt, he is sending it forward. 100 shirt, he is sending it forward. In that scenario, when he is sending in piecemeal, he has to make new delivery challan only. It says if goods are sent in piecemeal, new delivery challan by principal or the job worker. Now goods went to another job worker. People, goods went to another job worker. I got one buyer over here. Can I go ahead and directly issue an invoice? Yes, people, goods can move directly from this job worker premises. If I got a buyer, remember, I can directly supply from this job worker premises also. Same thing. When can I supply? He should be a registered person, or his premises I should declare as the additional place of business. Remember, principal to make the invoice and pay the tax, aggregate turnover of the principal. Also, job worker should be registered, or you should declare his place as the additional place of business. From here, can I directly export? Whose export it is going to be? Principal. Sir, LUT or bond to be given by principal, or GST to be paid by the principal. But from here, if you want to export, always remember one thing, it should also be done within 1 year or 3 years. Either the job worker should be registered or his place has to be declared as the additional place of business, and it will be a supply of the principal. Sir, tell me one thing. People, what did you learn till now? Nothing. You can send the goods for job work, but the goods should come back within 1 year or 3 years. If 1 year or 3 years it does not come back, it will be deemed as supply. You have to pay the GST along with interest. Sir, can I directly supply? Yes. Along within 1 year or 3 years. Sir, can I directly export? Yes. 1 year or 3 years. Sir, can I send it to another job worker? Yes. So from another job worker, can I directly supply? Yes. Can I directly export? Yes. That 1 year or 3 year time limit is there. But remember one thing, if you had sent it, the day you had sent it, from that day 1 year or 3 year. If the job worker had directly received, then 1 year or 3 year from the date of direct receipt. Can I go ahead, everyone? I sent the job worker cloth to make shirt. I went ahead and sent the job worker cloth to make shirt. The job worker went ahead and made the shirt, and there was some waste which was generated. Should I bring the waste back also? They are telling, remember, for exam purpose important, what is the treatment of waste and scrap? If any waste or scrap is generated, remember, supplying of waste or scrap. If the job worker is registered, job worker has to pay the GST. If any waste or scrap is generated, job worker can pay the GST. Sir, if job worker is unregistered, then principal will have to pay the GST. But only thing is, in case of waste or scrap, there is no need to declare the job worker premise as the additional place of business. Tell me one thing, what is the treatment of waste or scrap? If the job worker is registered, he will pay the GST. If he is not registered, principal should sell it from the job worker premise only, and principal should pay the GST. Everyone over here now. Sir, who will keep the books of accounts of the job work? Principal. Always remember, keeping accounts for inputs and capital goods shall lie with the principal. Sir, when you are going in and sending, you should always also online go and make an intimation half yearly or annually. Everyone over here. What is about GST ITC 04, the intimation? Sir, in the intimation, what will you put? What are the goods you have sent for job work? What are the goods you have received back from job work? What are the goods you have sent from one job worker to another job worker? All details should be provided. It says, during a specified period shall be declared. Sir, if your turnover in the preceding financial year was up to 5 crore, you should file it annually. This ITC 04 to be filed annually. If your turnover is more than 5 crore, ITC 04 to be filed half yearly. Half yearly means April to September you have to file one, and October to March you have to file one more. Is my point clear to all? Everyone, April to March ke liye, when will you file? 25th of April. And sir, April to September ke liye you will file 25th October, and October to March ke liye you will file on 25th of April. Remember this point. I believe one small MCQ can come, so please be careful. Everyone over here now. Sir, we are done with the chapter. I'll tell you, this chapter I told you B graded. You have to remember some things. Number one, goods should come back within how much time? 1 year or 3 years. If it does not come back, it will be deemed as supply. This 1 year or 3 year time limit is not applicable in case of what? Mold, dyes, jigs, etc. Sir, return to be filed annually and half yearly. Annually for whom, everyone? Whose turnover is up to 5 crore. More than 5 crore, half yearly. Sir, can I supply directly from job worker's premises? Yes. Remember, job worker premise should be declared as what, everyone? Additional place of business, or he should be a registered person. Tell me one thing. Job worker went ahead to do the job work. He went ahead and bought some machine. He bought some raw material. Will he get the input tax credit? Yes. Always remember one thing. When job worker is doing the job work, if he is a registered person, whatever inputs, raw materials, etc. he will buy, he will always get the input tax credit. People, one more point. What is the treatment of waste or scrap? This point can be asked. Please be careful. These are 4-5 points which are there, which I find important from this chapter. I'll close my revision on the chapter of job work. Done.